Yes, students, good evening. Students who are in the online, am I audible to you? Screen kuda chala dull undi ikkada. Okay, so there is some small delay in the class because of the projector issue in the offline. So now we'll start with the session now. So previous class, we completed the most important topic called what? Platform independent. Platform independent. So there we explained about platform independent meaning and a C language comparison, C++ language comparison with Java language comparison, and then Python language comparison. So 909705014057. Hello, you are not audible. So I'm clear, my dear student. Please re-log in. So who are you? I don't know. So re-log in that. So coming to the point back, now I'm going to say the next continuation feature of the Python will say next most important facility is called what? Dynamically typed and then interpreted. I'm going to discuss, which is the very important. Let me start dynamically typed in today. Well, so let's start with dynamically typed in today's class. Well, students, carefully follow. Now, understand me carefully now. In information technology, we have two types of languages. In IT, we have two types of programming languages. Two types of programming languages. They are, carefulness is required. Number one is called static typed programming languages. Static typed programming languages. And the second one is called what? Dynamically typed programming languages. Dynamically typed programming languages. What do you mean by static typed languages? What do you mean by dynamically typed languages? We must understand in the class, which is one of the most important facility of Python. Let me start. What is static typed? What is dynamically typed? I will give you the clarity on both the things. Carefully follow, students. Now, I'm talking about static typed, and next is called what? Dynamically typed. Let me take the both of them here. Fine, students. I'll take up what? Dynamically typed also, I will take it. Carefully listen. With today's class, most important features of Python will be getting over, and then next we will go for easy features are available. Under static typed, examples you watch it. Examples you watch it. Listen, mom. Don't write. Listen. Come in. So here, under static typed programming languages, C is an example of static typed. C++ is an example of static typed. Java is an example of static typed. And majority of the programming languages, C#.NET, etc. languages are comes under static typed. When you come to dynamically typed, Python is only the example. Python is only the example which comes under which language? Right. Yesterday's class, try to link daily with our classroom what we discussed it. If you take C, C++ languages are what actually? Platform dependent. Up to yesterday's class, correct or not? Platform dependent. What is Java yesterday? Platform? Good. Today C++, Java or what? Python is what language now? Anybody ask you tomorrow C, C++ with Java, what is your difference? C, C++ is what? Platform dependent static typed programming language. Java is what? Platform independent static typed programming language. What about Python? Platform independent, dynamically typed programming language. Beautiful. Now I'm come to know. Sir, what do you mean by static typed? Come in, don't come late. What do you mean by static typed programming languages? Look at on the board. Latecomers, they will come. You look at on the board. Fine. So, static typed programming languages, what do you mean by that? I'm going to introduce in the class. So, in static typed programming languages, I told yesterday one small rough work I will take it. Yesterday, I told one important concept called what? Data types. I did not introduce. I said in the class. What are the use of data types, guys? What is the cap? No, keep the cap. I'm not saying that remove the cap. Stand up once. Now, what is the use of data type? Keep the cap. Keep it. None. Keep it as usual, which you are keeping. What is the use of data types? You tell me. You're not talking. That's why I'm asking. Please speak in the class. Okay now? Right. Sit down. So, whoever will wear the cap in my class, I will ask questions to them. Because if they keep the cap now, I don't know whether they are sleeping or listening the class. Right? So 3 members are keeping the cap. Next question is another cap student. You will remove the cap, you will keep the cap, I will see. Okay, 2 caps removed. 1 cap is there still. Okay. 1 more cap is there with mask. I'll come to that. Next question is there only. Right. Why? Because if we keep the cap now, subject will enter into the cap only. That's joking. When you go to an interview, will you go to the interview round with the cap? So now he is removing. Mask you don't remove. Mask you keep it. Because outside H3N2 virus is going on. Okay, students. Thank you by accepting my request. Listen comfortably. Outside you keep cap for full pollution and all those things. Inside the class, let the subject enter into the brain. Okay, don't feel otherwise. Because I want to see as a finished product in my class. That's my intention. Okay, students. Now, data types concept is there. What is the use of data types? What is allocating the memory space for storing the inputs? Right? Online students. So, good response you gave. Nice. Keep it up. Now, the purpose of data types is to allocate the memory space. Now, in C language, in C++, in Java, I want to perform addition of 2 numbers. Addition of what? 2 numbers. What is the mathematics notation, maths notation? Please tell me. See, writing the code, I'll make you to write with your left hand, left finger. I will tell you the coding like that. But follow my guidelines. First, maths. Below 5th class or 5th to 7th maths, if you know, I will do with you great things to you. Come on, maths, you do it. Let A is equal to what? 10. Let B is equal to what? 20. C is equal to what? A plus B. Right or not? This is a mathematics. What is 10, 20? Values. Values, right or not? What is A in mathematics? Variable. Some identifier. In mathematics, we call it as. Now in computer science, when you come to computer science, C language or C++, and next is what? Java if we come, one point I want to say. Here I am writing, one small point I am writing. What is it? I will write A is equal to 10. I will write B is equal to 20. Don't worry about that variables. I will explain to you. C is equal to what? A plus B. This will give you 3 errors. This will give you 3 errors. I'll go to immediately Java level I will introduce. Because C language is a old style. I'll go to Java, JDK, bin. I'll go to this place. I'll see J shell. I will take it. Bin I will take it. I'll go to J shell. J shell. It is a place where you can see the command prompt like. Right? Now see students. A is equal to 10, error is coming. See that error? Cannot find the symbol. Cannot find the symbol or what? Variable. B is equal to 20. Again error is coming. Cannot find the symbol what? B. C is equal to what? A plus B. Three errors will come. Three errors will come. One is C cannot find the symbol. A cannot find the symbol. B cannot find the symbol. Why? Why this error is coming? Because it is a responsibility of the programmer of C, C++, Java. You need to allocate the memory space first to store the value 10. Correct or not? So, to allocate the memory space for the values 10, 20, you must use which concept? Data types. Which data type I need to use for storing 10, 20? Int. Int. Don't worry about int. Yesterday's class, we already understand int in our Python. What is int in Python? Very good. Int in Java, C language, keyword. Keywords are what? Size restricted. Classes and objects are what? Highly stored data can be done. Very nice. Int. The moment when you write int, do you know, my dear students, a memory space is created which is supposed to be pointed by what? A. Another memory space to be created pointed by B. Another memory space to be created pointed by C. That means before storing my data in the program, you must go for what? Data type. Data type will allocate what? Memory space will be allocated. That memory space to be named with some name. When you buy some house in Amirpet, are you going to register that name on your name or not? That means your name is pointing to that house. That name is called what? Variable. Because this year you are pointing. Tomorrow when you go to Bangalore, you will sell it in this house and you will go to Bangalore. On this house, some other name is pointing or not? That is known as what? Names are not fixed there. This will be differing from one space to what? Another space. My point of discussion here is, my point of fundamental stage at this level is, I must write what? Int A comma B comma C. What is this ABC? Int ABC. Int is called a data type. Memory will be created. On what names? This line is mandatory in which languages? This line is called variable declaration, we can call. Spell out, ma. Variable declaration. Variable declaration, which is the mandatory in which language? C, C++. Whichever languages are making you to write variable declaration compulsory, those languages are called static typed programming languages. Spell out. Static typed programming languages. What do you mean by static typed programming languages? In static typed programming languages, to store the data, you must specify which data type you are storing. On which name you are storing, you must specify compulsorily. That is known as what? Variable declaration. Whichever languages are permitting you to enter that variable declaration, that languages are compulsory called. Right. Now I will write int A comma B comma C. These lines are called what? Variable declaration. What do you mean by declaration? You are telling to your environment saying that A, B, C are variables whose memory space to be created on what name? Int type. So that I can store A10, B20 and result is kept in where? C. Suppose I am writing D is equal to A minus B. I am writing D is equal to A minus B. I am writing D is equal to A minus B. Which one is an error? D is an error, right or not? Why? It is not there in where? So D is called what? Error. D is called what? Error. So A, B are already there or not? And C is already there. And D is called what? Error. Please go to that Java environment. Now I am writing here. My dear students, carefully follow now. Now I am going to say here int A comma B comma C I am writing. What are the values which are present by default? 0, 0, 0. What is this line is called? Variable declaration. A is equal to 10 you see. B is equal to 20 you see. C is equal to what? A plus B. See the answer called 30 coming or not? Now, can I ask one question? Will you answer? Yes. Come on to the point of it. X is equal to 12.34. X is equal to 12.34. What is that? Is it valid or invalid? Come on. Why invalid? Because there is no variable declaration. What type of variable? See the error now. Error is going to come. What is that error? Variable. Cannot find the symbol called what? Variable X. This is called which type? Come on. Float type. That is wrong answer. It is not a float. It is called a double. That means you are feeling float. That is called a wrong answer because your people said that is a float. It's a blunder. I'll show you that because it's a time to open your eyes. Come out from 99% wrong activities are there in the brain. Now I will write it what? Look at. You are saying float. I'm saying here what? Float X I am writing. Float X I am writing. What is the float X I am writing here? 0.0. You are writing X is equal to what is my data here? 12.34. 12.34. Not only you, whoever is coming to the classes, when asked this question, they will say float. That's a blunder. You see the answer? Theory learning is like this, answers will come. When you go to interview will say, don't know anything. They will not call you next time. See the answer? This is called what actually? Float. Which type? This is called which type you have taken it. But which type of value you are taking? Double it is called. Double. You see the answer. Incompatible types. Incompatible. Read out. What is this? What you said is error. Come on. Don't worry. In Python, I will sort it out problem. What is that? Possible lossy conversion from where? Double to what? Float. What you said is error or not? That's why programming knowledge is important. Sir, how do you store it then? To make it as a float, you must write a letter called what? F. You must write a letter called what? F. So now I am going to store. Hence, it indicates that whatever the data type you have taken it, same type only you must know. If the programmer don't know data types, are they getting errors or not? So what is the precautionary point to be remembered about static programming languages? Static programming languages developers must know completely about what? Data types. If anybody don't know the data type, they can't write the programming very fast. Are you getting what I'm talking? So I am saying that in static typed programming languages, programmer must know completely about what? Data types. If they don't know any data type, they cannot get it the answer for it. They can't develop a single application also. You have seen it now. Now I will take it now. Double, I will take it. Y, I am writing Y is equal to some 134.56 I am writing. There I am not writing anything. That is treated as what type? Double type. Am I getting any error? No. So you are understanding the mechanism in Java language, C language. Compulsory, what is required? Data types are compulsory, variable names are compulsory. This line is called what? Variable declaration we can call. In Python language, are you first of all following me? In static typed programming languages, what is mandatory to specify? Variable declaration. Otherwise, you will get what? Errors. And what way it is difficult to the student and practitioner? If they don't know data types, definitely they cannot write the programming very well. Do you get that point? Come to Python language, you come. Go to Python environment. I already told you Python how to download it. And Python 3.11 we downloaded. Go to the Python command prompt. I'm just making little bold. I'm making little bold here. Carefully follow me now. See this now. Here I'm going to write it. 3.11.2. I'm saying here. A is equal to what I'm taking? 10. I'm not writing any data type there. Am I writing any data type? Directly like an LKG class, I'm writing A is equal to 12. Now see, when I write A is equal to 12, it is the responsibility of the programmer. In C, C++, you must specify what? Data types. In the case of Python language, there is no need to write what? Data types. Automatically, Python execution environment will assign the data type. Depends on type of value you are assigning. Which type of value you are assigning? 12. 12 is which type? Int. Please put it and then print. Don't worry about print. I will explain. type of what? A. Don't worry about it. Is it 12 is allocated to the memory space now? And 12 is of which type? Yesterday's class. Int is what here? What is A? Very good. Am I assigning any data type from the programmer side? What advantage you are feeling? Without knowing the data type also, I am able to store the data. Who is assigning the memory space for my data to store it? Python environment is automatically assigning. So Python language is providing internal benefits to the programmer strongly. Are you getting my point? Right. Next, I'm going to say one more point I want to say. Now you say, one more time you say, x is equal to, I'm writing my name. X is equal to, I'm writing my name. Print what? X comma type of what? X I am writing. What is this now? str. What is str here? What is x here? Go to Java immediately. Go to Java immediately. Z is equal to KVR I am writing. It is an error. Can't find the symbol Z. How do you write it now? Compulsory you have to write what? Z is equal to, string Z is equal to, I will write this name like this. Are you able to follow? Say semicolon. Here you are getting, this is called what? Variable declaration we can call. Are you able to get my points? As Z is equal to something like this, I am getting it. Did you understand or not? Yes. So C, C++, Java languages are static typed. Java is dynamically typed languages. What is not necessary to specify? Variable declaration. C, C++ you must specify variable declaration. Which languages are easy to write the code? Python. Can I tell you one more second benefit? Well, come now students. Now I am going to take it. Now I am going to take it. One more kind of thing I am going to say. Some S is equal to, some A is equal to, A1 is equal to, I am saying, of course, you take directly, into A1 is equal to, A1 is equal to 100 I am saying. So A1 is containing what value? 100. That's very good. That's very good. Now, 100 stored in A1, which is of which type? So in A1, which type of values only can store? Only integer data. Correct? A is equal to, once again, A1 is equal to, once again I am saying now, is equal to 345 I am writing it. It is possible or not possible? Also possible, because it is which type? Int type. I can place int type or not? Yes, done. 345 also stored, right or not? Next, A1 is equal to, careful students, 12.56 I am storing. Which type A1 is? Which is already typed. It is already statically typed. It is already prepared as which type to store. But I am trying to store dynamically which type? Double I am storing. Is it allowed? Double storage is different from int type storage. Is it dynamically typed or static typed? What was its static type? Which type is my dynamically storing? Will it allow? No, it is fixed. You are getting an error. Incompatible types. A1 was statically typed as which type? But I am trying to store what? It is also called what? Error. Next, one more more. A1 is equal to some 34.56 F I am saying. F indicates what? Float. F indicates float here. Now there also error is coming. What type you have typed already? Int. Which type I am taking? Float. Also error. See, incompatible types. Possible lossy conversion from where? Float to int. Float to int. Are you getting my point? Next, one more time. A is equal to, I am taking my name. It was statically typed as which type? But it is storing what? Allowed or not allowed? That means, I hope now it is more clear, I think so. Once you type it as int, only integer type data only can store it. Neither float possible, nor double possible, nor strings possible. Now come to Python environment. Now coming to Python environment, take immediately, what is the data? 100, print of what? A comma type of A, what is the answer? Int. Same A only. I am taking 23 point what? 4, 5. You print A type. What is the answer now? Float. Earlier, what type it is? Now, is it allowing to store dynamically or not? Good. A is equal to, now I am taking what? KVR, print of this. Is it dynamically stored string or not? Yes, A is equal to what next? True. Is it a bool or not? Which variable I am taking? Same thing. One time integer, one time float, one time str, one time bool. Like that, I can store any number of values. Getting my point? So, what is static typed and what is dynamic typed? Are you getting me? Now I am going to give you a small description, my dear students. Instead of writing that, I will give you one small description, guys. Now I am going to say, here I am going to say, under the features, I will say static typed and then dynamic typed, I will take it. Static typed and dynamic typed, I will take it. So it is called what, dynamically typed, I will take it. So this point I will bring it. Into our place, I will take it. Under the features, I will keep it. And then I'm going to show you. Let us watch this description now. All of you watch. Two types of languages are there. One is called what? In static typed languages, it is mandatory to specify what? Variable declaration for storing inputs in main memory of the computer. It is mandatory to write what? Variable declaration. Example statements, int xyz, variable declaration, mandatory. Mandatory means what? Compulsory. X10, Y10, Z is. What are the languages? C, C++, Java, C#, .NET. Come to where next? Dynamically typed. In dynamically typed programming languages, come on, start. In dynamically typed programming languages, depends on type of value we are assigning, whose data type automatically or implicitly assigned by Python execution environment. Automatically assigned or by the execution environment. There is no need to write variable declaration. No need to write variable declaration. In which languages? Dynamically typed programming languages. Example, A10, B20, C is equal to A plus B, and all of them are int is assigned by the environment itself. Now, which languages are comes under that? Python. Is it clear? What is an advantage of Python programmers? Without knowing data types, without variable declaration, I can store my data comfortably. Right? Online students, up to here, is it clear for all of you? All the students in the online, I hope it is more clear. Now I am going to enter into the good. I am going to enter into the next level of the discussion. Next level of the discussion, I will go for it. What is the next one? Interpreted programming languages. Shall I? Right, students. Let me go to the interpreted programming language. This is the most important. Today we are entering into the programmatically how this interpreted programming language is going to come across. So we are going to come across. Let me start. What is interpreted programming language? Here, this is non-technical students are there. Even technical students are there. Technically you are technical, but practically you are not technical. Don't feel it. Even if you feel also no problem. Now I am going to give you the meaning of certain things here. Carefully follow, students. All of you follow the same commitment and follow. Here I am explaining interpretation. I will explain from the basics. Interpretation. What do you mean by interpretation? What do you mean by interpreter? Interpreter. What do you mean by compilation? Compilation. What do you mean by compiler? These are the things I'm going to say. And finally, I'm going to say Python comes under which type of language? Is it a compiler-based programming language? Interpretation-based programming language? I'm going to give you. Compiler-based programming language. Compiler-based programming language is one thing I am writing. Compiled-based programming language. One more is called interpretation-based programming language. Compilation-based programming language. Interpreter-based programming language. Interpretation. Interpretation-based programming language. What will be the example? And which languages are comes under both compiler and interpretation? I will give you the clarity. Now I will give you compiler based programming language. Come, what language? Interpretation based programming language. This is called general knowledge about the subject of computer science. Shall we start off? Right. Online students, please take care, my dear students. Carefully follow. Right. So who are here, BTech CSC students? Once I want to see you. BTech CSC. Okay, already I hope. Can you stand up once? What is the difference between interpreter and compiler? Exact definition I want. Exact you don't know. Okay. Non-exact you tell me. Whatever you know, you tell me. Compiler we use it. Okay. We use it. Huh? Initialization. Interpreter. Compiler is runtime. So ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు చెప్పు నీకు తెలుసా లేదా? Do you know or you don't know? Huh? No problem. వీళ్ళు కూడా అదే బ్యాచ్. Don't worry. I'll speak much close to you. Do you know really or don't know? Don't know. No problem. But I will like your honesty. Important. Sit down. Same? Okay. There are a lot of CSC students are there, but you are not raising the hand. Why? Is a dangerous guys. Raising hand, stand up. Garbage collector will collect away. So don't worry, students. Subject is subject. Why I will ask the questions? I know already you don't know. I know already you don't know. But before I am explaining, I want to ask you this question to see the graph. Before my class, after the class, how you will be. I want to see with my class. Bar graph I will show you. Shall I start? Right. Now, who are MCA students here? I hope no more MCA students. Because already he is asking questions now. No more MCA students. No problem, students. Now I will take one small example. Let's go for the one small diagram. All of you participate in this explanation once. Yesterday, house specification. House specification. Did you remember that? House specification, physical house construction, all those things. Did you remember, ma? Right. House specification is called what? Class. Physical house construction is object. We should not tell that example in Wipro, Infosys, TCS. If they say, they will ask who is your faculty. Don't tell my name. Because I said only for awareness purpose, I said. In real time, what is class and what is the object, I will tell you separately for you. Okay? Right now, don't worry. Now I am giving like that. Before entering into my technical discussion, I'll give you a small explanation, student. Please follow me carefully. He is called, one small illustration I am giving. He is called one politician coming from Delhi. He is called one politician coming from Delhi. So don't observe the drawing skills. So he is called one type of politician. So he is called one politician coming from Delhi. So he don't know Telugu. He know completely what? Hindi. He know completely Hindi. He don't know Telugu. But the public, the audience who are there, the audience is who are available there. This is called audience. This is called audience. All the audience who are present here knows what? Telugu. For example, he went to some district. All people are Telugu people. All Telugu language knowing people. Now the meeting is there. When he started giving meeting, will they understand or not? Quickly, my dear students. Will they understand or not? No. Definitely they don't understand. What is required there? Very good. Translator is required. What is the translator will do, my dear students? Translates what? Hindi to Telugu and Telugu to what? So this person is going to translate Hindi. He will understand Hindi and converting into what? So this translator kind of person is doing the job of what? Interpretation. This word's understanding in English is very important. Because I used to see some confusion in this line. Because my intention is to go for what? Programmatically, this process I want to tell you. So translation, how it is done, line by line, all at once. Come on, ma. Line by line translation is called interpretation? Tell me. What is Hindi? It is a source. Coming to the destination understanding format or not? Converting the source language into what? Destination understanding language is called what? Translator is doing. Right or not? So, translation of line by line is known as what? Interpretation. Whoever will do the interpretation, that person is called interpreter, we can call. Spell out. Interpreter. Interpretation, interpretation, interpreter. Translator, translation. Interpreter is called one program which is converting the lines of given into what? Destination understandable format is line by line is called interpretation. The process of converting line by line into what? Understandable format of another source is called what? Interpretation. Whoever will do the interpretation process is called what? Interpreter. Clear? Right. Now I will go to the line by line conversion. Line by line conversion of what? Source into what? Destination is called what? Is called what, ma? Interpretation. There is no hurry at all. Finally, you will understand like anything. Is called interpretation. Because I am explaining from the zero level. Because I want to give a correct picture in the subject. Whoever do the interpretation process. Whoever do the interpretation process is known as what? Interpreter is called one type of what? Program. Performs what? Performs which process? Interpretation process. Performs which process? That is known as what? Interpreter. Shall I move forward? Okay. Meeting is over, ma. Meeting is over. Next day newspaper. What will happen? Total meeting will come line by line. Total meeting will come in one paragraph, two paragraphs, or three paragraphs. Total meeting will come or not? Total meeting is coming. That is not total converted at once and giving in the form of paper. That is known as what? All at once conversion is called what? Compilation. So here what I am doing? All the lines, all lines at once conversion. All lines at once conversion is called what? Is called what? Compilation. I am telling in English point of it. I will come to technically also. What is this compiler? Is also called what? One program. Performs which process? Compilation process. Which process, ma? Compilation process. Now coming to subject of computer science. C language you take, C++ you take it, Java you take it, Python you take it. Definitely every language will contain compiler is there. And then what? Different type of phases are there. Interpreter don't use it. Compiler will be there. Definitely what? Next phases will be there. Now we will enter into further. So two words I wanted to understand here. One is interpretation. One more is compilation. Did you have, are you understanding? Students in the online, did you got my point? Interpretation means line by line conversion. Compilation means all at once. All at once. Am I explaining line by line or all at once? So the class work is going on what? When you are writing in examination, total subject you will dump in the paper or not? That means you will be compiling everything at once in the exam paper. Are you understanding? This is only for awareness purpose. Now coming to the subject of internal parts, I am going to come. My dear students, I am going to come to two important environments I am explaining, my dear students. One is called C, C++ programming language execution environment. I am going to explain. Execution environment I am going to explain. C++ programming execution. C++ programming language execution environment I am going to show you. I don't know your talent in C language, but one thing I can say, No student knows how to execute the program in C language. 100% I can very proudly, very boldly I can say. They don't know that who will compile and who will execute the program. They will press, if you are a C programmer, you will press F9, control F9, something you will press and you will feel that what program is executing. But internally what is happening? Nobody knows. My keyboard does not contain F9 is not there. Control F9 I will remove from this. How do you execute? Will you say that program will not execute? That is called what? Wrong interpretation. In real time, we don't press F9. You don't press control F9. That is out. Now I am entering into the environment. This is which environment? C++ programming execution environment. Let me take it. That is not my subject. My subject is to go to the Python environment. Python environment. Now I am entering into the Python environment. I am going to enter Python programming language execution environment. Execution environment. Why? Because if I am entering into the coding part, I must tell that how the Python program internally executes. If you become a doctor, you must know about the organs of the body, how they are working. Then only you will become a doctor. Without knowing the organs functionality, if you become a doctor, you will become some other doctor. That doctor name, you know, who is that? Who is that? That you know already, because I used already in the class. So first I will go to where? I'll go to C language execution environment. Okay, students, I am writing in my real-time standards. What I do when you come to C language, C++, any programming language, there are so many number of problem solving approaches are coming. So many number of problems will come in front of you. Such problems you want to solve it, you must write what? Programs. Right or not? What is the program? You will say collection of instructions. You will say or not? You will say that only, right or not? Yes. That is only 50% right. Sir, what is another 50%? I will tell you with coding. You wrote a program with set of lines. I will also write set of lines. That will, your program will take 1 second. My program will take 0.5 seconds. 0.25 seconds. Your program will not be taken. My program will be taken. What is the program? Your program is program. My program is program. My program is the program. Your program is worst program. Why? That program is a collection of lines. Mine also collection of lines. Collection of instructions is not a program. Strictly speaking, collection of optimized instructions is called what? Program. What is optimization? Optimization is nothing but what? Less space plus less execution time. Whoever will take, that is called what? Program. So in real-time standards, to solve any problem solving skills are required by writing programming. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Write a C program to calculate the roots of a quadratic equation. Definitely I will write 25 lines of code. Write a Python program to generate a calendar. I will write some lines of code. That lines of code in C language, lines of code in Java, lines of code in any language is called what? Program. Did you understand? Why program is required to write? For problem solving approach. Did you understand my point? Why do you write a program? Please speak out in my class. Why do you write a program? For problem solving approach. I want to read the data from keyboard. I want to store that data into the database. I will write definitely some 10 lines of code. Yes or no? Yes. I want to modify my Aadhaar card details. They will enter the Aadhaar card number. They will get some details. They will do modification. They will say that what? Save. Again, those details will be stored into Aadhaar card database or not? Since they written something, some piece of code is written internally. In our natural life, whatever you click in the mobile, your touch screen, whatever you click, behind of every click, some piece of code is executing. Such a piece of code is called what? Program. In Meesho, in Flipkart, in Amazon, whatever you are ordering and placing an order and everything, some piece of code is written. Such a piece of code is called what? Program. Did you understand, my dear students? Coming to the next one, I am going to enter into this place. I decided to write one simple program in my C program that is called addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers. Once you write the program, I will be giving some sort of what? Name to that program. I will be giving some name to that program. That program will be containing some lines of code. Some lines of code will be taken in. What are those lines of code? I will explain now. I will explain now. Here I am writing some sort of statement. What is my program name I am writing? Sum of two numbers program I am writing. I will give some name to that program. Why? My real-time project is a collection of programs. Each program will have some name or not. That name I am giving with an extension called what? .c. .c. Extensions always makes us to understand that in which language the program is written. Suppose your name is there, your surname is there. That surname is nothing but what your family name or not. On the same name, whoever is there, all comes under one extension people. Like that .c program is called which program, my dear students? C program. .cpp program is called what? C++. .java is comes under what? What is the Python program extension? .py. Did you understand the meaning of extension? Extensions makes us to understand in which language the code is written. Now I am giving what? .c. Such a type of code you are writing, we call it as what? Source code we can call. Spell out. Source code is the one where you have written certain instructions in this program. Such a type of source code you are submitting for what? Compilation. You are submitting for which process? Compilation. Now, who is compiling your C program? In C software, which is developed by Dennis Ritchie, containing one software is there that is known as what? C compiler will be there. What is that program name? C compiler will be there. That C compiler is doing what? Reading your source code, checking the syntaxes. If no syntaxes are available, the compiler will convert into what? Intermediate code it will convert. Compilation, interpretation, I said. Compiler all at once converting, interpretation is converting line by line. C compiler is checking the syntaxes of your source code. If you followed the syntaxes correctly, the C compiler will read the source code and convert it into what? Intermediate code. The intermediate code is containing an extension called .obj. .obj. The intermediate code I will write it. What is the job of compiler? It is converting the source code into what? The intermediate code of C language is called what? Object code we can call. Every language compiler will convert the source code into intermediate code. What is the intermediate code of C language? Come on. C++ also object code. C language also object code. Whatever the code you are writing by yourself is known as what? Source code is submitted to whom? C compiler will check for errors, syntax mistakes. If syntax mistakes are there, it will be showing to you once again. If no errors are there, it is converted into what code? Intermediate code of C language is called. What is an extension of object here? .obj. Don't think that our Python object. This is different. Now I am going to say this is called which process, students? Which process this is? Compilation phase I am taking. What is this phase, ma? Compilation phase. How the compilation phase is done? All at once or one by one? All at once. Okay. Once compilation is over, next what is the next one? I am going to execute. Now I want to execute my C program. So I am going to write it. Execution phase I am going to come. Execution phase. Up to the compilation is over. Come on, spell out. Don't move the head like that. If you move the head like that, same habit will be coming in interviews also. They will ask you the question in interview. Do you know that? Like that. Do you know answer? Like that. You will say finally, please go. And you need to speak in the class. Now my question is, who will execute the C program? That is my question. Who will execute the C program? Who will compile the C program? C compiler. Who will execute the C program? Nobody can answer it. You ask your teachers also once, who will execute? Ask this question. Can anybody can answer it? Who feel that they know C language? Take your own time. Check it in the internet. And the faculty has to show in the class how it will be executing. Now you don't know. Now I am writing. She shall, spell out. Bond cell, con cell, C cell, some type of cell mechanism is given. C shell is an execution component. C shell will do what? It will read what code? And converted into machine understandable code, executable code, binary code it will convert. Now I am writing, my dear students, C shell, I will say reads the object code, and converted into machine understandable code, which is nothing but what code? Binary code. Binary code is nothing but zeros and ones. And it is understandable by whom? OS and what? Processor. OS and what? Processor. And finally gives result. Finally gives what? Result. This is the flow actually. Did you understand my point? And finally you are having here, what is that? Sum.exe will come. Sum dot what? Exe. This is the process actually going on. This is which environment? C language environment. Python environment I am coming. Why I am covering this part? Because I want to show you that what you don't know. BTech passed. C language completed. Marks also got it. But what is happening? Practical knowledge is not there. This is not social and science studies like. Now I am going to enter into the subject of Python now. Shall I enter into the Python now? Same to same. Don't commit mistake. Now I am going to give you so much clarity now. I'll go to the point to point. Now carefully understand. Now I am going to enter into students. Take care. Now I am going to enter into this. Now here I am writing same to same I am writing, and don't try to say the same words. Try to have some differentiation here. Now I am writing what is in this Python program now. Sum dot what? Py. What is this is called? Source code. Who will write the source code? Programmer. Who will write the source code? Once you write the source code, you will submit for what? Compilation. Which compiler earlier we have seen? C language compiler. Who developed C language? Dennis Ritchie. In C software, C compiler is compulsory available. Like that, Python also contain what? Python compiler. My dear students, spell out. Okay. Python compiler. Do you know how this Python compiler is designed, students? Python compiler. Okay, don't get confused. This is called what? Compilation phase. Even though they are calling compiler, the Python compiler is converting the source code in the form of what? Line by line. How it is doing? Line by line. Don't come and ask me, sir, there is a word called compiler is there, but you are saying line by line. I cannot change in Amirpet by adding my own spicy. They said that Python compiler acts as an interpreter, they said. Python compiler reads line by line of source code, converted into what? Intermediate code, they said. Hence, Python compiler acts as what? Interpreter, because it is doing what process? Line by line conversion process. Did you understand? Right. Since it is doing line by line, is this compiler is doing all at once or one by one? So it is an interpreter or compiler? Even though they spell out as compiler, don't think that all at once is doing. It is doing what? Line by line. It is converted into what? Sum.pyc. What is pyc? Your favorite answer? Python compiled version. Full form. You like full forms very much, right or not? Already you are gold medalist in full forms. PYC stands for Python compiled version. This is called what? Intermediate code. intermediate code. This intermediate code of Python is known as what you know, bytecode we can call. Spell out. What is the intermediate code of C language? Object code. What is an intermediate code of Python? Good. Now let me ask a question. Who will convert the bytecode? Who will convert the source code into bytecode? This is a very frequently asked question to test your knowledge whether you know subject or not. Who will convert into bytecode? What is the code you are writing? What is an extension of source code of Python? .py. .py program submitted to whom? It will check for what? Syntaxes. If syntax errors are there, it will show the errors for you. Errors will shown to you, right or not? If no errors are there, Python compiler convert into what code? Bytecode. Did you understand my point? Good. What is over? Compilation is completed. Now I am going to which phase? Execution phase. Online students, are you following? Are you following up to here? Are you following up to here? Good. Who will generate bytecode? If you don't follow and if you don't tell in the class, waste. Who will generate bytecode? Why are you sitting quiet and come answer that questions? Who will generate bytecode? Python. Python compiler reads what code? Converted into what code? Bytecode extension is dot. Right. Who will generate bytecode? Python. What is an intermediate code of Python? That's all. So now I'm going to come to which phase? Right. Who is executing C program? C shell. Who will execute Python program? P shell. Very dangerous candidates. That is called exam writing. In examination, we can write like that. When you say P cell, they will say go to Amirpet cell. This is called PVM. Come on, PVM. PVM stands for your favorite answer. You know already. Python virtual machine. Say once. See how confidently you are saying. But nobody will ask this question. If you say Python virtual machine, they will say top to bottom. Who is this LKG student? What is PVM? Now I will say. Already you know C shell what it is doing or not. What is PVM? PVM is one of the program in which software? Python software. Whenever I install Python software, Python compiler will come. PVM will come along with which software? Python software. What is PVM is doing, my dear students? See, 1 minute more. PVM reads line by line of bytecode. Here also line by line of bytecode. Line by line of which code? Bytecode, and converted into which code? Machine understandable code. Machine understandable code. And it is. Who will read next? Understandable by what? OS and what? Processor. OS and processor, and finally gives result. Finally gives what? Result. This is the flow inside of Python program. If you carefully follow, observe here called what? Line by line. Line by line. Monica, very good student. Right. Charmly, very good student. They are writing these definitions on the chart window. How carefully they are, like an Indian army, they are sitting in the online class. See, some students are just like an Indian army. They are typing as it is, you know. Offline students has to say with their orally. Online students will go on typing it. And you observe it. Some students are typing continuously whatever I am saying it. How commitment is required? That is called a great commitment. You see, whoever continue the performance, 101% they will get the job. And this has to continue at the last class also. You observe my dedication in the class. Last class also with the same voice. Every day our commitment will increase. Our subject content will increase. Day 1, day 2, day 3, you observe it. Is it increasing or reducing? Increasing. Still, it is you are in the beginning. In the middle also you see how I will take you. So coming to the point of it, PVM is comes to what? Execution phase. What is this now? Line by line, all at once. Now tell me, compilation phase is line by line. Interpretation phase, execution also what? Line by line. Hence, this is doing what type of phase, ma? What type of phase? Hence, Python is which language? Interpretation based programming language. So you have to say how Python is interpretation based programming language. Whenever I execute the Python program, two phases will be taking place. What is the first phase, student? What is the first phase, student? Compilation phase. What is the second phase, student? Interpret execution phase. In compilation, what is doing? Reading line by line of source code, converted into intermediate code. If any errors are there, errors will be shown to the programmer. If no more errors are there, converted into intermediate code. That is called bytecode. Such a bytecode is submitted to whom again? PVM. PVM will read the line by line of bytecode, converted into mission understandable code. That mission understandable code is understandable by processor and OS, and finally gives what? Mission understandable code is nothing but binary code only, students. Mission code only, that is called. Are you following me? Byte code is different, binary code is different. You try to understand. Byte code is understandable by whom? You are not in a mood of subject learning. PVM. Binary code is understandable by what? OS and what? Processor. Are you getting? Who will understand byte code? And generates what? Binary code. Binary code understandable by whom? And gives what? Right. Byte code generated by whom? Who will generate the byte code? Python. Who will write the source code? Python programmer. Submitted to whom? Python compiler. Python compiler generates what code? Byte code submitted to whom? PVM converts the byte code into what code? Binary code, which is understandable by whom? And gives. That is a way of executing the program in the system. Did you understand? Well, come to the point. Online students, please respond. Is it understandable? Now I am going to tell you one small example. So whole thing is going to be called what? Line by line. I will go for what? Interpretation. Please let me show you this. Please look into that. What is that? What is that one? Interpreted programming language. Come on, start. When we develop any Python program, we must give some file name with an extension .py. That is a file name .py. When we execute the Python program, two processes taken place internally. Number one, compilation process, execution process. In compilation process, Python source code submitted to Python compiler, and it reads the source code, checks for errors by verifying syntaxes. If no errors found, then Python compiler converts into intermediate code called bytecode with an extension pyc, file name .pyc. If errors found in the source code, then we get errors displayed on the console. Console is nothing but monitor. Understand? Right. Coming to next one is what? In execution process, PVM reads intermediate code bytecode line by line and converted into mission understandable code, executable code or bytecode, which is read by OS and processor and finally gives result. Whatever I explained, same thing is there in the notes also. Whatever I explained, same thing is there in the notes. Same thing will come in the program also. Output can be decided by the student left hand, left finger. That is required in competitive writing skills. Explaining something, notes something, program something, output something, student is nothing. Generally. Because student can't believe what to believe. Explanation, notes, program, output. That's why students are not knowing coding. But here, not whatever I explain, same words will be there as it is. Come on. Hence, in Python program execution, compilation process, execution process is taking place line by line conversion, and it is one of the interpretation based programming language. That is the way to convince the interviewer. Now, definition of what? PVM. Your favorite answer is here. Right. I heard in one place, at a very long back, Python virtual machine. What that person said, and when I was sitting, my cabin is there behind of this room. When I was sitting, very long back, PVM, Python virtual machine. A virtual machine which is a PVM, some definition, I did not remember. I got something like what? Python virtual machine is a machine which is not visible because it is a virtual. That's why they named as Python virtual machine. I felt that I am taking something. I stopped taking also. Like what? Data types. Type of data is called data type. Data structure. Structure of data is called data structure. That's why jobs are not coming. Reality is important. That's why learn compulsory. Come on. What is PVM? PVM is one of the program in Python software, and whose role is reading line by line of bytecode and convert it into mission understandable code. That is executable code or binary code. See how this is. See, Srujana also writing everything. Right? So, Monica, all girls are becoming so active. Because when I call one student name, because when my sir will call me, internal energy will come. Really, it's a psychology. That to online student I am calling, internal energy will come. Still they will bounce like anything. But offline students are not bouncing. I am throwing the ball, you are not keeping a shot. I will throw the ball, but if you are not playing, I cannot take my ball again and again. 10 times I will throw, 11th time I will not come. I will feel that you are punctured. Punctured, huh? You have capacity to bounce. So with my subject, you have to bounce. How do you bounce? When you spell out in the class, you'll get a lot of skills to tell the subject answers. Understand, students? Well, now I'm going to say, right? Yes, ma, I will tell you all these things. I will share it. Right. Charmly. Yes. Getting encourages. Definitely. Let me start within 2 to 3 days. I will call each and every online student. Every 330 students are there now. 330 students are there. Every student I will call it. Every student also I will call it. There is no doubt in that. Are you able to follow? Right. So today we understand two important facilities here. Two important facilities. One is called what? Dynamically typed, and one more is what? So tomorrow somebody asks you, what is Python language? What is your answer? Python is one of the simple, platform independent, freeware, open source, dynamically typed, platform independent language. If you say these many things, they will compulsory ask you how good student you are. They will ask you what is dynamically typed. They will ask you what is platform independent. They will ask you what is freeware and open source. Lot of questions will come. And if you know subject very well now, you can do everything. So maintaining fashion is fashion is okay. You are maintaining fashion. So subject maintenance also another fashion it is called. You did not understand. You have very good hair on the head. You can comb up or down or left, umbrella cutting, lines cutting here, lines keeping all. If no hair on the head means what? Ring road or bypass road. Subject is there, you can comb any time. If no subject is there, it is a playground, cricket ground only. Take care by yourself. Want to become what? You decided. And next class, when I come back, we are going to talk about another features which are very, very simple. Tomorrow class, I am going to take the remaining features. So remaining features I am going to discuss because they are very simple. First 5 features are very, very important, and next are called very, very easy. I'm going to discuss tomorrow these things. Tomorrow with that all features will be over. Next I will introduce what? Coding, variables, rules of variables, data types, coding will start. Understand? Right. So I'll stop my class and I'll discuss. Please don't, of course, Today, some small problem in the projector. That's why I started very soon. What time I am starting daily? 6:20. Now, very soon, I'll tell you tomorrow. Very soon, 6 o'clock, 10 minutes, I'll start my class. That is my standard time. 6 o'clock, 10 minutes, I'll start. 6 o'clock, I'm ready to, because my class only will be there here. And I'm here only. I'm not coming from anywhere else. I'm here only. 4 o'clock class is there. I'm going to start. And 6 o'clock, I don't mind to start because we are coming from different distances. I'll give 10 minutes time. I'll start. Very soon, I will start 6:10. I'll intimate tomorrow when onwards I'll start 6:10. Batch is streamlined. It is finished. And we are going to start 6:10 very shortly. I am going to tell you tomorrow itself. I'll tell you the timing. Okay now? So don't miss the tomorrow class. Important. Thank you, students. All the best.